Hey guys, today I want to kind of share with you this Gestalt principle applied on UX design. I'm sure some of you guys already know about this principle, but then those people who happen to not know about it, or maybe you forgot it, I highly recommend you to go back and read this principle. I think I have a book where you have to read a whole bunch of different theory. And this particular article happened to cover only 4 or 5 of them. So I'm gonna put the link below my video, but when you have the time or when you want to learn more about the UX and visual design, and it is very important for UX designer to understand the foundation and principle with this UX pattern to really increase their visual design skill. So it's called Gostler principle. So there are about 5 principles here we're gonna cover. I mean, I'm gonna just cover 4 over here. The first one is the proximity. The proximity theory is talking about we tend to perceive element as a group when they are close to each other. So when you see this particular item here, this is not probably the best example I like to share, but then this Medium article happened to share this. But as you see, South Dakota and Eric Sherman, how you see how they're far from each other, the distance wise, and when we see that, we see that as a separate element versus on the right, when we decrease the space between those two, now we perceive them as a one element. So this is very critical understand you need to have in terms of when you're trying to do layout, any kind of layout structure or layout the component. And this showing for additional different example here, right? Next theory is similarity, basically, right? This is talking about we incline to group element that looks like each other in terms of a color, shape, or iconography, basically. So in this article is example of when you have a whole bunch of M&Ms scattered on the floor, on the table, we tend to group them either color or the shape. So you pretty much understand that one, right? And the third one is continuity. So continuity is our mind has tendency to follow the path and group elements that are aligned with each other. So what we're trying to say here is the dashboard, report, users, and calendar. They, as you see, they all have the same font size and same height and same color, right? So our eyes just naturally follow from left to right because they're sitting on the same baseline. Nothing is going off, right? So that's what we talk about continuity. Our eye tend to travel along the line because they're sit on the same baseline along with the same type size, sort of a help. I follow left to right. Last one I want to talk to you about is the closure. Closure is the individual perceived object such as shape, letters, pictures as a being whole when they're not completed. Specifically, when part or of a whole pictures are missing, our perception filled with a visual gap. So this is something very important to understand. When users are looking at the page, the layout, they don't actually try to pay attention to individual item, but they perceive that as like sort of bird eye view. They're trying to see some of the object here, some element here. And when you see some circle here, although this line is missing, we just perceive that we feel that line in there basically. And we don't see that as, okay, that's not, we're missing the line here. When we have multiple elements of a circle on the page layout, we tend to close that gap. And that's how our brain usually works. So again, I'm gonna put this article link right below my video, and make sure you have check out that Medium article. And also I will also put the link out there, put the link under my video about Gustler Principle book that I have read. So that's what I have today, and thank you for watching my video. Thank you. Bye.